Hi guys, how are you? So here's the deal. Chapter 11 divided in two parts. It's not a hard chapter. After this, we only have 4 more chapters to go and we're done. So let's make this work. Learning objectives for chapter 11. We're going to talk about the nervous tissue. So we're going to talk about functions of the system, divisions and subdivisions, types of cells, structure of a neuron, why a neuron is or not myelinated, different types of neurons, resting membrane potential, you know that already, depolarization and hyperpolarization, part of the action potential. What is the difference between action and graded potential? What is a synapse? And just classify neurotransmitters very briefly. Okay, let's start. So let's start by talking about what is the nervous system. It's master controlling and communicating system of the body. So anything that you do cannot be done without the nervous system. Any reaction that you have, any feeling, any sensory information that comes from your skin, from your muscles, when your muscles are sore because you work out too much, when you feel like you want to stand up and start walking or start talking because the camera is filming you, all this is just possible because we have a nervous system. So I don't need to tell you how important it is that we understand how it works, right? So here are the nervous system's functions. You look at something, for example, you look at a cup of water and you want to drink that water. So there is a sensory input that goes to your brain from your eyes to your brain. So we're going to learn in a superficial way, not in depth, but we're going to understand these facts, how we go from eye to brain and then back to arm so you can get that cup, right? So there's always a sensory input. It gets to the brain. In this case, it's through the optic nerve, right? That allows you to see. In this case, it goes to the occipital lobe where you have a cortex. We're going to learn all this. That is responsible for you being able to see it, to see the cup. And then there is an integration that is made by this green. So what are these? These are all neurons. So this is a sensory neuron. This is an integration or an interneuron. And then the motor output. Motor is always an action, right? The motor output is going to be to go and get the cup. So it's an innervation from your brain down to your spinal cord, through your arm to the biceps muscle. So you can move the biceps brachii and get with your flexors in the forearm. You can close your hand and get that cup, right? So everything is connected. But this connection between organs doesn't happen without the innervation of the nervous system, right? So we have the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. So let's talk about what is part of one and the other. The beige part here, let me get my pen. Where is my pen? My pen disappeared. Design. My pen is not here. Uh-oh. My pen disappeared. So let me just show you with my cursor. I don't know what happened here. Anything that is beige here, you see that I'm showing here, spinal cord and brain. This is all central nervous system. Whatever is in yellow here is peripheral nervous system. So peripheral nervous system is composed by the cranial nerves and by the spinal nerves. And spinal nerves have ganglia. And cranial nerves also have ganglia. So we're going to learn what is ganglia, what is a nerve, and what is all this. And then we have an organization for you to understand the nervous system. So central, right, brain and spinal cord, and peripheral nervous system, the cranial and the spinal nerves, they are all connected. So you have information that goes back and forth from the first. So another concept here. Anything that you see as blue is sensory information, some sensation. It's related to sensation. Anything that you see in red here is related to motor information, is some type of action, some type of movement that is involved in this, right? It could be a voluntary movement or an involuntary movement, but it's some type of movement, okay? And then we have the peripheral nervous system sending motor information to the motor division, which is efferent, going from the nervous system out. And then the sensory division is the afferent one, for, let's say, from your skin or from your eye to the nervous system. Anything you sense, it's code here. I sense it on my skin. That information goes to my brain. I see that cup of water. So that observation, the seeing the cup, is a sensory information. The stimulus comes from out of the body to the body. Okay? So all this is sensory. Then it's blue in our diagrams. And then the motor division is divided into somatic and autonomic. The somatic is the voluntary, related to skeletal muscle, and the autonomic is involuntary, related to the viscera innervation. Okay? We're going to learn a lot about this later. The autonomic is divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic is our fight and flight part of the autonomic nervous system, and parasympathetic is the rest and digest part of the autonomic nervous system. We're going to understand how this visceral innervation differs in these two systems in chapter 13, I think. Okay? In a few chapters forward. So here we're going to talk mostly about what is going on here and how does cells look and what is each structure from the nervous system. Okay?